This is the first official list of records showing who was working for Jack Smith. Judicial Watch was able to, thanks to finally the cooperation of the Trump Justice Department, able to obtain the list or rosters of key employees who were working for Jack Smith. We have been fighting for years over this. We got a phone, we asked for the records. Long story short is we got a phone list, or a phone list was disclosed as being available of people who were working for Jack Smith. We said, give us that phone list. That's a pretty good list of people that we can use to figure out who was doing what for Jack Smith in terms of who they are. And once you know who they are, you can see if there are issues related to their involvement that's inappropriate given their backgrounds. The Biden administration refused to give us the list, saying it was a phone list was compiled for law enforcement purposes. Unfortunately, a court agreed with them, so we appealed. And the Trump Justice Department correctly determined that maybe it's not a good idea to defend the privacy interests of the Jack Smith gang, pretending that we can't find out who Jack Smith had working for him in senior positions as he was trying to jail President Trump and countless others, harassing them, targeting senators and congressmen with spying on their phone activity and things like that, harassing me. Of course, I knew who some of the prosecutors were because I had 3 of them question me, believe it or not, in a grand jury. Although to be fair, I forget their names. I do remember one of the names. So they decided to give us the records. And so this is the first official list of records showing who was working for Jack Smith. Is it the complete list? No, it is not. But no one else has gotten the list of people working for Jack Smith officially. And Judicial Watch has. Thank you to Pam Bondi and her team for seeing reason and agreeing to this transparency. And this is what the list, let me go to the press release here. So we had asked for staff rosters, phone lists, or similar records depicting all employees hired by or detailed to the Office of Special Counsel Jack Smith. Now, the government always comes back and say, oh, we can't tell you the poor FBI agents who are working for us or the assistants and the researchers. I'm like, well, we don't want the assistants or researchers. I don't think the FBI agents should be withheld from us. But, I think the courts have kind of moved on from that. They've decided the FBI has special protections no other agency does, certainly at the law enforcement level. But they said that top government officials who were working for Smith, they had privacy interests. And like I said, this was a law enforcement sensitive document. So we got the document. And here's the unredacted document, or excuse me, partly redacted document. This is what it looks like. Let's bring it up. Okay, so this first group, these are the FBI people on the phone list. So all of the B6 is B7C. Those are codes for privacy. That's the reason they're being withheld. And here's the other material that has finally been released. This is the list of names, some of whom we know, like Joseph Cooney, Jay Bratt. So a few of these names we figured out from court filings, but some we didn't. So this is a more complete list of those who were working for Jack Smith. I think there's more material to be released. We may be pursuing more material, but it's a significant victory. And it's a shame that it took, I don't know how long it took. Let's see, when did we file the lawsuit? Yeah, we filed it in 2023. And it took almost, I think we got this maybe in December. So it took almost a year to get the records out of the Trump administration. But we got them. Given the records that are being withheld, we'll take anything we get, because don't get me started about what's still being withheld. You know, and the thing is, we had received, you know, similar information without the bric-a-brac from the Mueller operation. We had gotten names of the people who were working there, you know, showing overwhelmingly that that the team was leftist and Democrat and anti-Trump in orientation. You know, but then we asked for records about Jack Smith, and we're told that a senior prosecutor has a privacy interest in trying to jail the president, and their name shouldn't be disclosed. Raiding the home of a president, stealing his Twitter information. Oh yeah, through court process, so it's not technically stealing, but you know what I think of that. Judicial Watch overcame a wall of resistance. We pushed through the stone wall to get the names of the attorneys helping rogue prosecutor Jack Smith in his attempt to upend our republic. We are pleased that the Bondi Justice Department finally stopped defending the indefensible. It took a while to get them to stop, and turned over these rosters to Judicial Watch and the American people. So you could take a look at the names, you can research their giving and their history, and you know, but it's information. I don't want to condemn anyone there, but there's going to be more information coming out about these individuals, and in a way that I think is going to highlight how abusive the Jack Smith operation was. And as I said, we still have many pending FOIA lawsuits and requests about the lawfare targeting Trump. Arctic Frost, which is the name given the initial investigation, outrageously targeting Trump for non-crimes. The Jack Smith operation that followed. All sorts of other lawsuits as well, and we're just getting the runaround from the Justice Department and the FBI. And it's really not acceptable. I can say it's not acceptable, but that doesn't get me the documents. But we don't just complain, we are in court fighting for the information. So at least they're being held accountable for hiding the records in court, but it would be better just to get the records directly. You know, if they spend as much energy, or even a tenth of the energy, or even a 1% of the energy, disclosing records through FOIA on these issues, that they are, we'd be a lot better off as a country, and I think there'd be much more significant accountability results, because the people, if the people know what went on and how awful it was, there would be more political movement and pressure for full accountability through prosecutions. Don't you agree? I mean, look at everything we're doing here. This is it's worth highlighting. I kind of said it generally. We sued the Justice Department regarding the FBI's Public Corruption Unit's investigation of Donald Trump, called Arctic Frost. Just last month, we sued the Justice Department for FBI agents harassing Peter Navarro. Sued the Justice Department for FBI records about a top FBI official's communications with a left-wing front group that was helping organize the prosecutorial efforts targeting Trump. Another lawsuit for Arctic Frost. We sued in Arizona for Chris Mays', who's the Attorney General, her communications with the Jack Smith operation, because we believe there was coordination between the Justice Department, Jack Smith, and the various left-wing prosecutors who are abusing their offices to target Americans for daring to dispute the election. And then misconduct allegations against Smith and his team. We asked for records there. And then, of course, we still have an ongoing fight with Fani Willis. We've been successful in part, but still we're pushing to get records released that they're still hiding, despite the case being completely over. There's literally no one in town doing more to uncover the lawfare abuses targeting Trump than Judicial Watch. And yes, I include Congress in that regard. So great victory for the rule of law here, and hopefully we'll get more. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.